Welcome to Field Trauma 101. The Galactic Medical Academy was the crown jewel of the Coalition's scientific achievement, an orbiting institute suspended above the crystalline planet of Veltaris 3, surrounded by rings of light and peace. Within its silver towers and biosynthetic halls, the brightest minds from every known species studied medicine free of war, free of pain, and free of unpredictability. That would change today. Classroom Theta 7, sterile and pristine, hummed softly as dozens of students from 12 different species filed in. They wore pristine white robes or polished med suits, adorned with insignias from homeworlds scattered across the galaxy. The lecture was titled Emergency Response Protocols in Non-Standard Environments. Most assumed it would be another dry lesson on triage data flows or surgical drone redundancy protocols. Then the door hissed open, and Corpsman Natalie Voss walked in. She was human, a Deathworlder, and she didn't look like a professor. Her uniform was a simple green field jumpsuit, faded and scarred. Her boots were thick-soled and scuffed. A medical satchel clanked against her hip with a dozen metal tools. Her brown hair was cropped short, and a pale scar curved over her right eyebrow. Her voice cut through the room like a combat blade. "Morning. I'm Corpsman Voss. Call me Natalie. Today we're going to talk about how to stop someone from dying when everything else fails." A long-fingered Inari raised a web hand. "Where's the instructional drone? And the AI simulations?" Natalie dropped the pack onto the desk with a thump. She pulled out a pressure bandage, a crumpled tourniquet, and a length of cloth covered in faded bloodstains. "There are no AIs in the field. Simulations don't scream. They don't bleed. They don't panic. But real soldiers do." Several students flinched at the stained cloth. One blue-scaled Zalari leaned away in visible discomfort. "You carry contaminated gauze?" it asked with a rasp. "It was clean enough when I used it to stop a femoral bleed on a man with a hole through his thigh the size of your eye. He lived. Didn't keep the leg, but he lived." The room fell uncomfortably silent. Natalie moved to the hollow display and shut it off. "No holograms. No theory. We're going to use what fits in a field bag, because that's all you've got when your evac ship is blown up and the air is full of burning rad dust." She held up a roll of duct tape. "This saved a pilot once. Sealed a sucking chest wound until we could land. Kept her breathing. She even cursed me out, which meant the lungs were working." A four-eyed Nuskari student blinked in confusion. "You taped a chest wound shut? That violates every sterilization protocol." "Yup," Natalie said. "But she's alive.